Listen to all the ways that Jesus' life, death, and resurrection were trying to be prevented by his enemies. From the moment Jesus was promised, powerful enemies tried to stop him from ever being born. Kings, empires, unseen forces all moved to prevent the arrival of Christ. Our God, the Messiah, was to come in human form. And so let's start with the flood. In Genesis 6, it tells us that the world became so corrupt that God judged the earth with the flood. Why? Because Satan was trying to pollute the human line in order to win this battle. Yet God preserved Noah's family, keeping the messianic line alive. And God narrowed the promise of the Messiah. In Genesis 22:18, he says, "Through your offspring, all nations will be blessed." So Satan had his target, Abraham's descendants. And what happens? Sarah is barren, Abraham is old, the promise looks impossible, but God intervenes and Isaac is born. Generations later, Israel multiplies into Egypt. Pharaoh notices and panics. So he orders all Hebrew baby boys to be killed in Exodus 1. God preserves the line again, this time through a baby named Moses, delivered from death. The enemy fails again. The Messiah was promised to come through David's lineage, so Satan targets the throne. In 2 Kings 11, the queen murders nearly every royal heir of Judah. Almost the entire Davidic line is wiped out. Almost. One child, Joash, is hidden in the temple and survives. The promise stands. When Israel is exiled to Babylon, it looks like the line is finished. No king, no throne, no land. Yet prophets like Isaiah and Micah declare, a virgin will conceive. The Messiah will be born in Bethlehem. God is still in control. Now we reach the final, most brutal attempt. Wise men arrive asking, "Where is he? Who has been born King of the Jews?" King Herod hears this and trembles, so he does what Pharaoh did. He orders the murder of every male child in Bethlehem under the age of 2. We see that in Matthew chapter 2. But God warns Joseph in a dream. Jesus is taken to Egypt, the enemy misses again. God's enemies knew that if Jesus was born and he lives, he will accomplish what God has set out from the very beginning. And so the truth is, Jesus wasn't born by accident. He wasn't lucky to survive. He was divinely protected. And every failed attempt proves this truth from Isaiah chapter 54 verses 17. No weapon formed against him shall prosper. The same God who protected Christ's birth is the same God who keeps his promises today. And if he could bring salvation into the world through impossible odds, he can be trusted with your life too. We need not only to seek him, to create a relationship with him and to keep our focus and our gaze on him. But that's the hardest thing. The world wants our focus on everything other than God. And so join me at Seek First, where we aim to surround ourselves with God's word so that our focus is on what he wants from us and not what the world wants out of us.